Hi, welcome back to another video of Planning with Britt. If you are interested in watching me plan the week of September 15th through the 21st, then stick around. Hi, it's Britt. Welcome back. Welcome back to my channel. I'm going to plan the week of September 15th through the 21st in my B6 plans by Just Scribble. If that's something you want to watch, then here we go. I have some things we're going to use today. I have this Tombow 026. I have my normal Japanese 0.35 pen. I have this color. The Crayola Super Tips doesn't have any kind of a name on it. And then I have this mild liner. It's one of the newer colors. I can't remember what they were, but it's the Japanese version here, so I don't know what the name of it is. And then I have these washi's from Simply Gilded. This is from the Cozy Fall that released in October 2021. And this is Harvest Stardust, also from October 2021. So we're going to use those. And then we're going to use some more pieces of kits from my shop. So another YouTuber used my one of my Moxie Life Daily kits in the same planner and said it worked perfectly. So I'm going to give it a shot and see how that works. And so that was the Planner Diva. She used this in one of her videos or live somewhere. And so I thought, well, we'll give it a shot and see how it fits, because that may help out with sizing. I've been asked a few times to create some B6 kits, B6 size kits. And so this may give me an idea of what we may want in a kit. Yeah, but I'll probably ask for some feedback over on Instagram about what you would like in a kit for this planner. I've liked using stickers in it, obviously, but I have also used it. I still haven't done the weekly reflections for last week, but I need to, I'll get that done eventually. I do like the functionality, and so I don't know that I want tons of stickers on like this page, but then I can do like the functionality and do more stickers in the daily. I don't really know, and you may be different than that, but anyways, let's get started and see how this is going to work out. So she had used these here, and so they worked really well and fit in nicely. Although I don't write tons of stuff in my weekly, so having some stickers there probably isn't the worst, but the box is not huge, so that's a consideration for me. I still need to be able to use all the boxes. So there's that. Okay. Not too bad. I'm trying to line them up by sight, really. If I was doing this and not on camera, I would probably turn the planner towards me and line them up like that. So I'm trying to work and leave it in frame, but for the most part, I would probably turn this and line them up. But these actually do fit really well in these boxes. Really wouldn't need much resizing at all. The Moxie Life kits are something that I did not, I think it was 2024. I didn't continue making those. So all of these are from like 2023. So every kit I make is not in this format. But if you're interested in me bringing some B6 kits like this to the shop, I can definitely rework these to make stuff that fits, and then put them in the shop and we can look at those. So let's use some number stickers. I just covered the dates up. I know we are ending at the 21st. 21st here. 20th. I actually don't mind this on here. I don't know that I would want it for every week because of making that weird bump when there's something there every week to write on, but there's enough. So I went 20 and then I went 22. What in the world am I thinking? Counting backwards, can't go forwards. Okay, I got to the 23rd. I'm like, that's next week. I know for sure, because the 23rd is my mom's birthday. So I know for sure that is not in this week. All right, that 18, that went down nice and crooked. It's fine. It did pull up off of the paper. I wasn't sure if it would, but it did. Sometimes sticker on sticker is problematic for lifting them back up, but that one came up okay. So, yeah, I'm not opposed to making kits for this planner. If it's something that you'd be interested in, please reach out to me here or here in the comments or on Instagram, and we can see the things that we might need. I also have a full box sheet from this kit. I have the second page of the full box kits. I have 1 and 2. These are the first and second pages, the Moxie Life Daily kits. Kit page 1 has daily headers that can be used in the days. It also has some script stickers. This one has some washi strips and these days of the week headers plus these dates and some work stickers. So there's a few things there, a little bit of functional stuff. I have a deco sheet, and then I pulled this sheet with the full boxes maybe to use on the dailies, and this one has some of these boxes that I like. So that's what we're working with here. So we'll start by putting in probably my generic weekly skeleton plan, and then we'll go from there. So we've got water plants, and I don't think that we had, I think we did have feed last week. Nope. And so here's where we need feed and water plants. Sorry, had a little bug running at me. Not a fan. Like, not scared, but just don't want it unnecessarily touching me. Okay. Feed and water plants. On Tuesday, there's really not much. On Wednesday is change of sheets. So the housekeeper comes every other week, and she takes care of bedding when she's here, but on the weeks that she's not, then I do. On Thursday, this is weigh-in. And I don't write this in every week. I should be doing it. Sometimes I forget to write them in here, even though it does happen. And this should be memory keep. Still trying to get back on the memory keeping train. I did not do good in August. And so far I've not done well in September. Going back to school. It's just been a busy time, and I haven't made time to do that. So Friday is finances. Although I do have to work this Friday, I'm going to put a note here that we are working. This is a professional development day. So we work all 5 days this week. Typically, I teach school, and typically we're on a 4-day school week, and we don't work on Fridays, but occasionally you need to. Pool care normally went on Saturdays, but we don't have that to do anymore. I may put zone task here. I'm trying to get that deep cleaning in. Like I said, the housekeeper does a lot of the, generic cleaning, and I do daily cleaning, and what I want to do with zones is just the deep cleaning stuff that doesn't get done all the time, that I would like to get done more frequently. Weekly reset and plan, that needs to happen on Sunday. Okay, so that's kind of how the week is looking for all that I know right now. This is homecoming week at our school, so there's homecoming dress up days each day. I may write the themes here, and I may not. This is burning of the letters, and I'm going to go to that this year. I've not ever been. It's always, there's something else going on that doesn't work out where I can go, but I can this year, so I'm going to go to the burning of the letters. So kind of like a bonfire, but the things are burning are wire-framed letters, are our high school letters. So there's that. I have to work concession at the homecoming game on Friday night. I have to be there at 5 p.m. I have no idea what time we'll be done. I have a school safety meeting on this day. It's at 11 a.m. Let's see, was there anything else? Oh, we have a birthday party on Saturday. I really don't think there was anything else going on other than just some tasks. Okay. So then here, I'm going to grab my find my little piece of paper that I use kind of like a blotting page to not mess that up. All right. And so up here, this column is where I'm putting my Moxie Life weekly actions. So my goal weekly actions are going here. And I am going to use a little bit of washi. I think I'm going to use some from the kit first. I'm going to use a little piece of this down here. I do not use this full column for weekly action, so putting some washi here is not too bad. All right, don't stick that aside, and because I don't think I've been using, yeah, I've not. I've been able to have room for Sudoku and a little more space, so. And we didn't add much to my goals for September. We could put some deco down there. I usually add my weekly actions in off camera just for time's sake. Sometimes I have to think about those or look back and forth. So I'm just trying to speed this up a little bit to, you know. All right, so then on this side, we have a couple things going on here. Ooh, too many pages of stickers. Over here, I have been using the markers to make headers. So we'll use this goldish colored one right here. I feel like I've had a gold marker in every spread for a little bit. I guess the autumn kind of getting ready for fall kind of spreads. I don't remember. I know I started tracking content here, but I don't know if I put a header over there, if I've still just been using washi. I think I just used washi the last little bit of time. Yeah, we've just used washi in some boxes, so we'll do the same again. And I don't always know these to fill in right now while we're on camera either, so what I will write up here, yeah, I think we're dry enough. Let's see, there's a bump back here behind this from something. Stickers, I'm sure. And not write really well over that marker. Okay, it's fine. I can always go over it with a different kind of marker. We can go over it with that in a little bit. Okay, here is to do. In fact, I think I'm going to do that on all of them because I feel like we're not writing really well on here. This one just shows up a little better. All right, so I'm gonna put this over this one. Go back over this one. I guess that one wasn't the worst, but I do like that darker look on top of the marker. I think it's the bump, not letting this one write, because even this marker's not writing super well. It's just gonna have to work. It's kind of messy, but we're gonna live with it. All right, so I'll add in weekly actions off camera, and you can see them next time. Last week, these were last week's weekly actions and how they wound up, like what I had gotten done. Tracking protein didn't happen at all. That was a fail, and so I'm going to do something a little different for this week. We'll talk about it briefly. Okay, let's get started on this side. Let's add some washi top and bottom here. And have I added washi to the to-do list? You would think I would remember what I'm doing at this point with this by now, but it doesn't seem to be that way. Let's see, did I match those washis? I did not. Sounds good. I want to use this green one, but I didn't really want it next to that green of the marker, so. All right, so we're gonna put this one up the top. Yeah, maybe. My washi cutter, oh, it's sticky. I'll go ahead and just drag these things out because I will probably need them. So this washi cutter. Oh, I just tore the paper. That was not great. Ripped paper all the way down the side. So this washi feels very sticky. I did say that it came from 2021, so that could be part of that problem. You know, washi stickers change the consistency of that tackiness as time goes on, which is the reason I went to saving just bits of washi and doing this kind of thing with it, because there's no way I would ever use all the washi I had collected from Simply Gilded or otherwise. So in this way I can use this little bit, but this is stuff right now is very sticky, more than normal, I feel. So nothing against the product, it's just the time frame, I'm sure, that I've had it. So all right, so So we have those down. I went over that line a little bit, but I'm okay with it. I made a little bit here too, so we'll leave that. We put some deco here. We've got some boxes we want to put in there. I'm tracking some content in this little area. I'm not sure how many I tracked last time. I didn't fill them all in, so I did not post as many as I had planned to. Yeah, I didn't fill much in at all. So I used 3 of these. Aiming for 3 again. I'm not sure how many we'll get done, but we're gonna try. So I'm tracking Instagram posts and Instagram reels, and I said in a different video, I think, that I was using if you're a creator, I don't want to go right there with that one. Let's go with this color. If you're a creator on Instagram now, they have like a weekly recap that tells you, you know, like what you posted and how they did, and then what, like a suggestion to what you should post next week, in the next week or whatever. And so I am kind of trying to track that. It gives me a number, and so I'm trying to use these things to kind of keep track of that. And I didn't do really great last week. Maybe I'll do better this week. We'll see. All right, so I know there's a couple of things that I need to get done. I need to pay these 2 invoices for different things. I need Venmoed money. I'm going to take care of those. I'm going to wash my hat. I spilled coffee on my hat. I'm going to wash the yellow bag. It's a quilted bag that needs to be washed. And then I have a post on Facebook to make for... Okay, those things need to happen. My habits, we will probably just keep as we had last week. I did make some changes to those. I had done the same ones for a while. I'm going to leave AM, PM meds together. We're going to put track water. And on here, I'm going to write added protein. So I've been tracking protein for a little while. Not great. I've done okay. But I've been pretty consistent. I eat pretty much the same things, I would say, most of the time. So my protein doesn't vary too very much unless I just skip meals, which I don't really try to do, but it does happen sometimes. So what I'm aiming for now, instead of tracking it, because tracking was just to get me like a baseline to see where I was and what I needed to be doing. And so now, instead of track protein, I'm going to put added protein, because I'm going to try to add 1 other extra set of protein in a day, whether that be a cottage cheese or some yogurt or something that I can handle. I'm not a big fan of the protein drinks kind of stuff, so I don't want to deal with that. But yes, definitely on there. All right, let me look at this to-do list, because I had lots of things that needed to move over. I'm going to kind of move down and start here. These are more like shop things. Okay. I can make a note over here. I'm almost out of room, but grades are due. That's the end of our first grading period at school. So it's time to finalize and post grades. So, have any of you completely decided on your 2026 lineup? I did. I think I talked about it in last week's video, that I made a decision and that I had bought, well, for a while I've been saying I reordered this planner, and it's a pre-order, and I think they're supposed to ship sometime late October maybe. And I also ordered the Pocket Sterling ink daily, and that shipped already, and so I'm happy to be receiving that soon. And I'll probably do a flip through on here. I don't know for sure that I'm going to get to all of this stuff this week. This is a very busy week with all the homecoming stuff going on, and I'll be out of the house a lot. But if I don't keep it on here, I'm afraid I'm going to lose track of it. So I'm just going to keep writing it, and I'm okay with having undone things on my to-do list. That doesn't bother me. The migrating it from week to week, but writing it down keeps it in the front of my head. So all right, so there's quite a few things to do as I'm trying to wrap up this quarter. Things I didn't get done earlier in the quarter, but it's fine. And they may not all get done and they'll move to quarter 4. If not, that's not really the end of the world. Okay, so I'm going to leave that for now. I don't know if there's anything else I need to take care of as far as to-dos, and I'll add to that as we go. I do want to add my days of the week here. All right, we can go into setting up some daily pages now and the page for my weekly reflections that I do right here. Okay, so on this page, all right, so I'm going to put a highlight across the top up here to where I'm going to put my weekly reflections. And I do a lot of times end up adding washi and deco to the bottom of this page, but I have to wait till after I write. Sometimes I write more than that and I need more space. And sometimes I don't, so there's that option always. All right, so I'm going to use these at the top and some washi at the bottom of my page. I can cover this up, but then I don't have a number sticker. Right, I didn't print anything else that has numbers. I don't know if I want to do that. In fact, I think what I'm going to do is this. I'm going to put it here, and I'm going to stop it just shy of this date and cut it. Yep, that's what I'm going to do. I have a love-hate relationship with using the scissors. I could get the washi cutter out and cut, but I don't feel like messing with it. I always feel like I'm going to cut through the paper and it just bothersome. So I'm going to use this Harvest Stardust. I really didn't plan on using this top one in here, but I decided I want to. I think it'll look really good with these florals. This washi is so sticky, which means it should be used pretty soon because at some point it's going to stick to itself to the point where I will not be able to remove this, which is not what I want. Okay, so I'm going to lay this down here. I'll be careful when it stick to my page like I did on the weekly page because it tore the weekly page. I think I'll go all the way to this edge. I was trying to decide if I want to stop at that timeline or keep going, but that's fine. We're going to stop there. And here. And that one did fine, and I didn't rip any paper. That's good. So we're going to draw a line here. I do have my ruler handy. I do have my baby wipes close by. So I can clean my ruler and try not to transfer color everywhere, even though I almost always do anyways. So it's still very warm where I am. And so I'm using more autumnish decor. I think I haven't felt like getting into fall yet. It's not feel like fall where I live at all. I'm in Texas. I'm in the upper panhandle part of Texas, closer to like New Mexico, but it definitely doesn't feel like fall. We're still in the upper 80s, 90-ish degrees, like almost every day. My plants are all still blooming. My veggies are still growing, so it's very hard to be in a fall type mindset right now. So like I can't even think about pumpkins and all the things. So hopefully our weather shifts soon where I feel the need to like want to do that in my planner also. Oh, I need a water sticker. And I think I'm just going to put the protein on that tracker. I don't think I'm going to write it here necessarily because I'm not tracking a number. It'll just be like, did I add the extra protein or not? So that's how that's going to look for now. All right, let's do Tuesday and Wednesday. And I think we'll do the same thing on the days as far as cutting it off right before the date. So that I don't have to bother with trying to find date numbers. I have some, for sure I have some, but I don't want to look for them right now. I wish my tiny scissors were no stick scissors, like my big ones, but they're not. That looks really crooked. Is it because there's paper behind here? Oh yeah, I think so. Yeah, I think that's what was throwing me off. All right, let's see. Let's put this kind of orange washi down here. So other than that, it's time for me to go back through the HB90 course and start prepping for quarter 4 for my shop. I use the HB90 system to plan my shop goals and the things that I intend to get done in each quarter in there. I do not like when the ruler sticks to the table, but it does seem to happen frequently. So yeah, it's time to go back through that system and reset all of those goals. I usually spend week 13 of the quarter, which is next week, doing that kind of stuff. Yeah, I am not really there yet. I will get there at some point in time, and it may be the first week of the quarter that I spend getting it done, and it does happen that way sometimes, and I'm okay with it. It just kind of gets done what gets done. I think this time I'm going to use a full box on this other side, and I'm going to lay it sideways. Yep, I'm going to use a full box and just lay it down here like this. Okay, Wednesday. So same thing on the date header up there. I'm going to put this across and cut it. So these do work pretty well, and I think they would still be a little long even if I wasn't cutting it. But let's see. I'll lay this one down a little more carefully and we can tell. Yeah, we would still have to cut a tiny bit off if we were going to use for this planner. But what do you think about this? Making them where they just go across the top some, and they didn't have to go this far. What if they just came partially across the top? But the width is nice up there. So I can definitely make some adjustments to this to use in a B6 kit. She also, Siobhan at Just Scribble also has vertical planners, and I haven't made a vertical B6 kit either. So that might be something to think about. Somebody commented and asked if I plan on making kits for the vertical one. I'm just not sure what they want in one of those kits before I would make a decision about what to put in them. All right, what other washi? Let's go ahead. I guess we can use the green. I'm going to use the thin one this time because I used the thick one on the other page. And it may look strange to have thin and thick together here, but I don't really care. The page fills up enough that it doesn't bother me. I asked a few videos ago if you guys would be interested in seeing, like, aside from this, like, base kind of setup, if you would like to see me set up, like, plan daily in this planner and make a video from that. And I did get some responses that said they would like that. And I said maybe I would try in September. So far, September has been busy, but I think we're getting, after this week, I think we're getting more on the downswing of things, and I may have more time to do that. And so that may be something I can look at doing soon. Oh, don't run over that marker. So I will still have that in an idea list for videos to do, and I marked up there on that sticker. I don't like that, but that's okay. I think I'm gonna put a full box on this one also over here on the other side. We just need to decide on one. I really think I like this red one. I'm gonna put it over here just to bring in some of that color. I don't have any on this page. Okay, I need a water sticker. Yeah, I put one on Monday. And I'm not putting protein on here at all because I think we're just gonna use the other checkbox, the habits checkbox. So that's kind of where we're at with that. All right, I'll move my little sheet here. I really need to dig out my blotter paper. I say that every video and then I don't think about it again until I'm setting up. I'm like, oh, I should have brought that with me, but it's okay. All right, let's do Thursday and Friday now. So, is anybody else getting some like actual fall weather yet and feeling like fall? Because I'm ready, I think, for that. Not super cold, but just nice. Cooler. We are getting a little cooler in the mornings. I mean, to the point we had to like shut the pool down. But if I'm still outside watering plants and have hibiscus blooming, it just doesn't feel like fall to me. So hopefully we get a little cooler weather soon. How about where you are? Are you getting some fall weather? And I'm curious to know what everybody's using for 2026. So I'm going to use that Sterling Ink Pocket possibly for memory keeping. I bought that, and I also bought the Kinbor A6 daily. I'm not sure which of those two, however that's going to work out. I'm afraid the pocket's going to be huge, huge, huge by the end of the year, but I'm okay if it is. I mean, really, honestly, I am. Especially since it's just memory keeping. It's not like I have to carry it with me or try to keep it closed or anything like that. So I think we'll use some maroon. I'm going to use some of this, the thin one of this maroon washi. Did I use any of the thicker one at all anywhere? I used the thin one. Okay, let's use the thicker one then. And I don't know of anything else. My everyday carry, I'm pretty sure is going to be the Day Designer, the small little pocket Day Designer. And that'll go in my A6 Moterm wallet. I'm using the Wonderland 222 right now, and I love that planner, but I just don't utilize it in what I carry every day. I don't use any of the goal pages. I don't use any of the habit tracking pages. And I really thought I would. I was like, oh, I'll track in there and then I can transfer it. But honestly and truthfully, I don't have time to be doing double the work. I just don't. So they haven't been used, and so that's pointless to have that kind of a planner and waste it, or, you know, pay for that and waste it. So I'm thinking, yeah, we're gonna do the Day Designer. I saw some complaints recently about the size of the coil or the page size or something different. I'm not real sure. I tried to kind of look into it, but I couldn't. From the Day Designer website, I couldn't figure it out. So I bought an academic one this summer. I bought the July start, knowing I was not going to use the July through the end of the year, because I'm going to finish out in my Moterm. Not my Moterm wallet, but I'm going to finish out using the Wonderland 222 before I make a change. I'm not making a change till January. But this planner does go through next summer. So I figured I could start with that and then grab whatever it is, grab a full year one and have some extra pages, or I could just, you know, start off with this one and then add the additional months, or even buy the next academic one. So I don't really know for sure what I'm going to do, but I probably will wait it out and see for the people that use it when they decide on theirs and how it is, and if there is a problem with the page size, and then I'll make a determination about what I'm going to buy. It's super inexpensive, so I think the one I bought came from Target, and it cost me like $6 or $7, so I'm not too bothered if I don't use it or if I change my mind about it, anything like that. So I started with one a couple of, I guess when they became popular a couple years ago, maybe last year. I think I bought one and started trying to use it and didn't stick with it very long. I then went to the Wonderland 222 because I had received it at Go Wild. Like, I sat at their table at Go Wild in Dallas in 2024. Is that when that was? I think it was 2024. I sat at their table. So I moved to that A6 because I had gotten that planner and the planner purse at the Go Wild table. So I moved to that one and enjoyed it. So I purchased a new one of that to start next year. In fact, I purchased 2 Wonderland 222s because I bought the wrong one to start. I wasn't really sure what the names of all the ones were, and I really thought I had done the research when it was time to pre-order to get the one I wanted. But when it got here, it was like I guess more like the full year that Sterling Ink does. It had all the pages in it, and it was so thick and so big, and so it filled my little Moterm A6 wallet up like completely from day one. And I was like, oh, there's no room if I do use stickers, which I do, washi. I'll put a few things down in there. Like, there's no room for growth with this. And so I was a little panicked about the size of that planner. And so then I realized I needed a different version. And I can't remember what they are now to even tell you, but there's one that's more like Sterling Ink's like full year planner. And then there's one that's more like her compact, which is some of the pages. Like, you know, I don't need a year's worth of daily pages in the back. So that was part of the problem. And so I gave that one away. I gave the bigger one away. I bought all kinds of planners last year. So I did a giveaway on my Instagram page and gave a ton away to people who entered because I just had way too many planners. So anyways, this year I was like, I am not doing that. I'm not buying all this stuff to not use. So I just bought the Pocket Daily from Sterling Ink. This B6 will be my catch-all, all the things planner. And then I'm going to use something as an everyday carry, which most likely will just be the day designer I have. I'm going to start with that for sure, and then I'll make a decision if I buy the January one or what. So we'll see. And if all else fails, I'll go back and grab another Wonderland 222. Sterling Ink came out with that complete planner this year that doesn't have all the extras, which I think would be perfect for an everyday carry pocket, you know, size small one. But she didn't come, that was a very crooked cut this time. She did not come out with them in any of the smaller sizes this year. So, you know, that's typically how she does things. She adds something new in a couple sizes, usually A5 and B6. And then if they do well and they're well received, then she will bring them in other sizes. And so hopefully she does that with the core planner next year in some of the smaller sizes. And I'd gladly go back to a Sterling Ink one because I do love her planners also. All right, did I put washi down here on this one? I feel like I did, maybe. Yeah, we did. Okay, last two things, and then we're done with this plan with me. So let's see. I do have other washi strips. I forgot I have a whole page of washi strips I did not use. They're small, but they would go with any of this. Okay, I just didn't use them, and it's okay. I guess we could use two of them down here, and they can match. We want brown. Or red. I really don't want to do the green. I think I'm going to do the red. Let's just put them as they're tiny, tiny though. I don't think I'm going to like this, honestly. I'm not. We're not going to use that. We're just going to do what we've been doing. Yeah, we can just do what we've been doing. I'm going to use the bigger green. I don't know that I want green on green. I'm going to use the bigger orange. And then I'm going to use the bigger red with Stardust again. Maroon, whatever that color is. I guess it's not actually red. Stardust will probably be maroon and Stardust, maybe. Burgundy, who knows. So, always curious to hear what everybody else is using and how they're using them. And I really wish I could be one of these people that has like 6 planners with all the different things separated and it can decorate all of them. I love looking at everybody doing all of those things. I watch all of those YouTube videos and ones that do it for fun. And I could probably, if I didn't have a sticker shop and didn't have to spend time doing that, but I do, and I enjoy the sticker shop also. So it's fine, but I've just decided for me at this point in my life and the things I have going on and the things that require my time, it's better to just do the one very minimal setup and decoration on the everyday carry. In fact, I'll sit down and do a whole month or more at one time with that one. There's just not much to do, and that's it. So I'm gonna put this on Sunday because it says, and just like that, summer turned or fell into fall. And I'm gonna put it down prior. Oh, I just tore that sticker. Jeez Louise. I'm going to put it down prior to drawing my line so I know where I want to draw. I'm going to draw before that because this is the first day. Well, not really. I think the 22nd is actually the first day of fall, but that's okay. We're going to put it here. Over here, I'm going to put this. And this one. Ugh, that one does not want to come off the sheet very well. Yeah, I don't know what's going on with that sticker. We're going to use a different one. Very strange. It's like it's shifted from its cut line. I don't really know how to describe it. I don't know how they all could, how that one could and not the rest, but that's okay. We're gonna put that, and I think we'll be done there. I'm gonna draw a line here. We'll put water stickers, and we're gonna be finished for this week. So we need one more line, and we'll set it up around here. Stop a little bit prior to the sticker so I don't write on it maybe. I've been using mostly white matte stickers in here, and maybe another week or so I will try to use some of my clear matte and see kind of what that looks like. I have some new paper to sample for the shop that's a more washi paper than what I'm using right now. The clear matte is similar, but it's not completely like washi paper. And so it is something I would like to give a shot and see how that works. And I will let you know how that goes also. Anyways, thank you so much for following along today. Thank you for giving me some of your time. I appreciate you. And if you like this video, then hit that like and subscribe button. And thank you again for hanging in. Have a good rest of your day. Bye-bye.